Terence Crawford is to fight in the fall. We still are optimistic that we can make the fight that everybody wants to see, and that's Crawford against Spence. I think Spence wants that fight, and hopefully we'll get it done. If we can't get it done, we're going to put Crawford in with the best available welterweight. But Crawford is definitely fighting in the fall.
They're saying that Spence probably going to fight Sean Porter.
Probably is not fighting Sean Porter. Obviously, if that fight was made, it would have been announced.
Exactly.
So the fight can't be made. Why can't it be made? Because it's not a pay-per-view fight, and nobody can afford the amount of money that Spence wants for a fight. The only way he can make that money is to fight against Crawford. Who? Well, that really is not realistic at all.
But from Spence's point of view, he just fought Mikey on pay-per-view. It's hard to go from pay-per-view back to regular.
Thank you. You're absolutely correct. Because the money is so different.
Right. How big can that fight be at this point? If they go into that next.
You can watch the full interview over on Boxing Scene. It was by Ryan Burnett. It is from the final press. Wait, was this from the this was from the final press conference from Tyson Fury versus Tom Schwartz, which is taking place this weekend on ESPN Plus. It is 10:36 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday, June the 14th, 2014. I've been talking about this for a while. I've been hearing about it for a while. And, you know, these exact same things we've been talking about here on the channel. Spence Crawford or Crawford Spence, whichever it's going to be, it's been cooking for some time. It's been cooking ever since Bob Arum had that phone call with Al Heyman the week after Amir Khan quit against Terence Crawford because he didn't want to get knocked out. And Ryan of Boxing Scene did exactly what I was praying somebody would do, because this is the biggest news of the weekend to me. Because I was like, wait a minute, things have progressed since Bob Arum actually was asked a real legitimate question about it. And I believe it was on Boxing Social when he was over there in the UK for Tyson Fury's press conferences a few weeks back. No, actually longer than that probably. But it's been cooking. And listen to Sean Porter. Watch his interviews. Listen to the energy. He knows right now that he's not the front runner anymore. And I've been hearing, and it makes sense. Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia did very well in this landscape for pay-per-view. Very well. But that same money is not there on free TV, and PBC is not in a position to overpay like they used to be able to do for putting somebody on free TV. Because, unfortunately, Errol Spence versus Sean Porter, even though I feel it should be pay-per-view, even just 5 years ago, no, streaming was still, about 7 years ago, it would have been pay-per-view. We would have had no choice but to buy it. Where would you have watched it at? In high quality. But in today's day and age, it's just not, to me, it's pay-per-view. But fans are not going to pay for it. I would pay for it. But fans wouldn't pay for it. You know, it's a shame. It's not really that super fight. Like, it's like, well, wait a minute, they giving us this, but we can't get Spence Crawford on pay-per-view. So it's looking like it's going to be a joint venture. And in my opinion, this is something that wouldn't have happened 2-3 years ago. I think, and in my theory, is this has something to do with that PBC rebranding and restructuring and deal we've been hearing about, PBC being sold. And I think personally the deal's been already done already. I just think that it just hasn't hit, you know, they're doing their best to keep it out of the news, you know, as they're like restructuring things. Because look how now we know that Wilder Fury 2 is going to happen. Both sides have confirmed. You know, Bob Arum, Frank Warren, Deontay Wilder, they've confirmed. Those are the sides that matter. You can say Tyson Fury, but his two promoters confirmed. You can say he didn't confirm. But he's got fights. He's not going to say yes. You know, he's got fights coming up. I'm just saying the writing's been all on the wall, and it's almost like, you know, people don't want to believe it. I've been doing this for years. For years. I'm like, I have a sound reputation for, my job is to watch all these interviews. My job is to talk to people. You'd be surprised how many people I talk to or I have, DMs with and shit like that. But I don't say people names. People give me information. I do my best to regurgitate shit, so that it can't be traced back to motherfuckers. And I don't like to say the word sources. That shit is, I don't like saying that. But in this case, I don't have no sources. I've just been hearing from little trickles until Bob Arum confirmed it himself. And then seeing how quiet it is on both sides. If, just like he said, if it was showing Porter, it would have been done already. And if it is, the free, even if they do base it around football season, Errol Spence would, and have it come on after a game or before, whatever they try to do, it's not enough money right now in free TV for that type of fight. For what will be able to please financially, Errol Spence, call him a diva, but right now this is one of those cases where it's going to work in boxing fans' favor. Because what fight can he make that money for? Outside of Pacquiao and Thurman, who are already fighting each other, and he can't wait around for that. You see, he wanted that Pacquiao fight bad. Pacquiao was in the ring, was like, Now, do I think the winner of Keith Thurman Pacquiao will fight Errol Spence? Yes, I do, even if it is Pacquiao. But that's a whole, expect for that to start gearing up soon. Remember, that's just over 5 weeks away. So expect for their documentary series to be coming out. Expect for, PBC Countdown, PBC Face to Face. I'm sure that's got to be shot already. There's so much footage of Keith Thurman and everything. I'm going to put together something and put it on the channel. Look like he's training without a trainer again. I hope he's not still in motherfucking LA Fitness. Look, and Terrence Crawford, where can he go? His mandatory is Igor Kavalauskas, but don't nobody want to see that. Kavalauskas said, I've been covering his fights. He's done nothing. No disrespect to him. He's done nothing to sell himself to us. And a lot of people thought he lost to Ray Robinson. Danny Garcia, they can try to go out. Terrence Crawford, Danny Garcia, that can be a pay-per-view. But Danny Garcia is linked to Mikey Garcia. And it would be disrespect for Errol Spence to not fight to not fight on pay-per-view, but then to have Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia on pay-per-view. PBC is in a pickle because their fighters have matured. This is something I was talking about years ago. Al Heyman's model was to build his fighters up for that paper to be the next Mayweather. But now they're at that point where they can't fight on regular Showtime anymore. They can't fight on free TV. They've got to a point where these guys are in their late 20s, early 30s now. Even Adrian Broner. So Danny Garcia, it's time for him to get on pay-per-view. And Mikey Garcia, they can do that. But they can't announce that on pay-per-view until they see what the fuck is going on with Errol Spence, who beat Mikey Garcia on pay-per-view. So it's looking like that whole other side of the street, they got to meet in the middle. Because both sides, even Terrence Crawford, what does he got over there if he don't have the PBC fighters? But the PBC fighters need pay-per-view fights. Free TV don't bring in the money like that. It's not like it was years ago where they were bringing in 18 million views, reaching 18 million households and all kind. In the day and age of DVRs and shit, people are not watching TV anymore. Look, people are not even at the playgrounds. Kids are not at the playgrounds. People don't be in the house, glued in front of the TV, searching and shit. Not 18 to 35. Not on those Saturday nights. 18 to 35, the demographics that they want are not sitting there channel surfing. Oh, boxing is on. Hey. That's why platforms like The Zone may be right here now. It's not too soon. They're in the market, right now, but they are the future. On the go. Phones, folds and shit. On phones. Fucking tablets. Oh yeah, let me watch this fight. Oh shit. I'm able to watch in high definition on the go anywhere. Sometimes if I have to drive to the market, what I'll do is, You know, like for a little short trip, I'll have like the Zone or ESPN Plus or something playing in the background, the sound. I'm not watching that while I'm driving. You know, it's just too convenient. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that PBC doesn't do the Showtime Anytime is great. But the times are changing. Yes, the PBC model was dying. I mean, not the pay-per-view model was dying. But right now, those PBC fighters need that pay-per-view model. And Al Heyman does too. I'm Tea Tree Controversy. This is Tea Tree Controversy Live. Please subscribe. We cover every single major fight live. We got a podcast launching. And it's going to be the best. Listen. I can't put in the words what I got cooking. I've been healthy. I've been consistent. Yes, there will be live guests. Yes, there will be call-ins. That's all I can say for now. Please subscribe. Oh, and also go check out that interview by Ryan Burnett on Boxing Scene. I didn't even listen to all of it. All I listened to was the first 1 minute. What was that? 34 seconds. I heard all this shit already.